The art of being eternally shocked. How the press and pundits are again mystified by the obvious. And this is something I've been alluding to since the debate. Um, how Democrats and leftists seem so shocked, and pundits seem so shocked and couldn't believe Biden's performance. We're like, are you serious? We've been telling you for years, talking and showing video and evidence for years of Biden's decline. We've been showing it. We've been talking about it, and you guys been calling it a conspiracy theory the whole time. There's a theory the whole time, and now that we actually see them live, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say about it. And then you got the Hunter Biden laptop. They were shocked that the 51 ex spooks said that it was real, and come to find out it wasn't real, and they get shocked and don't understand where this stuff comes from when they get hit with reality. And that's the thing. This is what happens when you don't use critical thinking. You just follow the party line and listen to the propaganda and follow the masses. This is what you get when you get hit with reality. You don't know how to react to it. So we're gonna talk a little bit about it. We're gonna point out some of the lies, the obvious things that we knew that they totally ignored or said was a conspiracy theory, or called it a cheap fake and all this other stuff. So we're gonna call them out on that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Zero Hedge Tyler Durden by way of Jonathan Turley. And Jonathan Turley reports that no one would think of the Beltway as being a place of the naive, innocence of our society. Washington is the only ecosystem composed entirely of apex predators. Yet, this week, everyone seems to be eternally shocked by what has been obvious for years. The press and the pundits are coming off an embarrassing couple of weeks when a Hunter Biden laptop was authenticated in federal court as real. You know, how many times they said it was fake news, propaganda, Russian disinformation, all that other crap. This occurred in the trial of the president's son, almost on the anniversary of a debunked letter of intelligence officials claiming that the laptop appeared to be Russian disinformation. Biden then repeated the claim in the last presidential debates to avoid answering questions over the massive influence peddling scheme of this family revealed by the laptop. After the story was suppressed before the 2020 election, it took years for the media to admit that, oops, the laptop is surprisingly real. For years, the press and pundits piled on experts who suggested that COVID-19 escaped from a Chinese lab. The New York Times reporter covering the area called it racist and implausible. Now, even the World Health Organization accepts the lab leak theory as possible, and federal agencies now believe it is the most likely explanation. And, you know, I got blasted for that years ago on my old channel when I said it came from a lab. The response, surprise, and spin. Now, this week, the Supreme Court ruled that the Justice Department has unlawfully charged hundreds of people with obstruction of an official proceeding after the January 6th riot. For years, objections to the excessive treatment of these cases were dismissed as the view of the radical right. Now, even Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson voted to toss out these convictions, and we know she's a leftist, super leftist judge. Surprise, right? Whether it was the false story about agents whipping migrants in Texas or the photo op claim by Lafayette Park, false stories were disproven only to have a collective shrug from those who spread them. And they never apologize for these lies and these stories that they push. They never say, oops, we're bad, we messed up. They never even address it again. For years, the press and the pundits have repeated like gospel that Trump has called neo-Nazis fine people. At the time, most of us noted that Trump condemned the racists and neo-Nazis and made the statement about fine people on both sides of the controversy over the removal of historic statues. I mean, we seen the entire clip. I've played the entire clip on my old channel, and excuse me, and people still continue to repeat the mantra that he was talking about Nazis when it was easily verifiable that he didn't say that about the Nazis and the white supremacists. 6 years later, I think it's like 7 years later, Snopes finally decided to do a fact check. Surprise, found that Trump never praised neo-Nazis as fine people. The only person not surprised was Biden, who repeated the false story on Friday as true. And the mainstream media didn't even call him out on that lie. And heading into the presidential debate, the White House and the media attacked Fox News and other outlets for quote unquote cheap fake videos designed to make the president look confused and feeble. We didn't have to do that. He does it himself. We didn't have to edit anything or change things. We just took these clips, and you can see it for yourself. Him staring off into space, him trying to sit down in chairs that wasn't there, him looking lost around stage and stuff, people escorting him off stage like Obama and things like that, Jill having us escort him places. We see those things. And the media chose to ignore it and or discredit it. But for months, politicians and pundits have insisted that Biden is sharp and commanding in conversations, even after Special Counsel Robert Hur cited his decline as a reason for not charging him criminally for the unlawful retention and mishandling of classified material. On MSNBC, Joe Scarborough stated, quote, "Start your tape right now because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I have known him for years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it." Scarborough, it wasn't the truth. It was a lie. Then the presidential debate happened, and after years of being protected by staff, tens of millions of people watched the president struggle to stay focused and responsive. After the debate, there was total surprise, if not shock, on CNN and MSNBC. Suddenly, it is not a cheap fake, but reality. Just 7 days before the debate, the New York Times was running cheap fake articles on how Biden was being wrongly portrayed. The day after the debate, it was calling for him to withdraw from the race after expressing shock at his appearance. Night and day. On CNN, Biden biographer and CNN contributor Evan Osnos admitted that many Americans were likely shocked by Biden's appearance. He said, quote, "I don't think there's any other way to put it. This was clearly a person who was diminished from where he was on the debate stage 4 years ago." Pro-Biden columnist Thomas Friedman wrote that he was floored by what he saw, and the heartbreaking appearance of Biden made him weep. Washington is now full of surprises. It's a city of people who display the practice faux shock. Yeah, I like that. That's exactly what it is. It's faux shock. It's so fake. The faux shock that you adopt when you learn in advance that your friends are throwing a surprise party. I like that analogy or metaphor. The key is to look stunned and then mingle. I love that. It is clear. It is a city of Claude Rains. So let's play this Casablanca shocked clip here.
How can you close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir. Oh, thank you very much.
I'm shocked to see this gambling going here. The guy says, and then he's like, "Oh, here's your winnings." Oh, thank you. That's it. That's it. That is Washington right there. That is leftist. That is the leftist Democrats right there. But the laptop is real. The president is really old, and Washington is really phony. The only thing that would be more surprising is if pundits and the press started being a lot less shocked and more honest. And we know that's not going to happen. We know they're not going to be more honest. If they can't push Biden out, they're going to continue to cape for him no matter what. If not, they're going to try to push him out, and they're going to try to put someone else in his place, and then push propaganda and lies for that person. Only time will tell what's going to happen. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.